there, good people. Hi, it's Jason with Green Country Agroforestry here. Today we're going to talk about your fruit trees. Now, as time goes on, they're going to get bigger, they're going to get bushier, they're going to produce more flowers, they're going to produce more fruit. That's all wonderful stuff. However, you may notice that the weight of all these pears is dragging these branches down. Now, over time, this is going to change. Hey, Crow, keep it down. I'm trying to record video here. And over time, this is going to train the branches to lean down, which is going to make the fruit easier to pick, but there is a risk that this much weight on this small of a branch can cause the branch to break. One of the usual routine maintenance tasks early on in the spring, after the fruit has started to form, is to come along these branches and thin out your fruit. Now, I can use my thumb and my forefinger and the width between them as a guide. That's about 9 inches. And in the course of 9 inches, we only want to have maybe as many as 3 pairs. So we're going to pick a few of these before they can suffer damage. We're going to remove that one, and maybe this one here. Look again. All right. So I've got these 3. I think I'll take this one here. So all of these are still immature. They're not ripe. You can't eat them. But by removing these, we reduce the chance of damage to the branch. Now, it may seem like a shame to lose so many fruits, but the alternative is you leave the fruits on, and as they begin to mature, they make the branch heavier and heavier and heavier until at last the branch breaks, and then you lose a branch, you lose the fruit, you lose everything. So doing a little thinning early on, even though, yeah, that's pears that we don't get, at least we get pears. At least we get some. And as you can see, this branch is still leaning down. With the weight of these fruits on it, it's still going to train downward. And we still get plenty of fruit on this branch. Now that I've thinned off the fruit for these branches, you'll notice that even though, yes, they do still bend downwards, that's the way I want them to train. They are not nearly as heavily laden. They're much less likely to wind up suffering from breakage. Let me show you. So here are all the pears that we've removed from that one single branch. Let's take a look at the branch itself now. And as you can see, it's still training downwards. This is actually the way we want this branch to develop. Training downwards makes the fruit easily within picking range. That's fine, but with the reduced strain on the branch, it's much less likely to suffer from breakage. And that is a very real danger, as I'm going to show you in just a moment. Right over there. Okay, so here on the left is the branch that we just thinned. You can see we reduced the number of pears on it, reduced the load, but this branch here that's on the ground, let's get a little closer look. You can see all of the pears that are on this branch. It's just loaded with fruit, and it's all the way on the ground, and there's a break right there. There's a break right there. Okay, I'm going to move in close so we can have a look. All right, so we got a break in the wood right here. Whenever this happens, there's really only a couple of things you can do. You can make an attempt to repair the damage if you catch it early enough, and I don't know if I've caught it early enough, or you can break out the saw and you can cut the limb off so that you don't get infection into this exposed wood area, which will cause problems for the tree later on. So we're going to start by removing the excess fruit so we can remove the weight from the branch. We're actually going to remove all the fruit on this branch. We'll lose all the fruit that was on this branch. And then I'll attempt to lighten it up and apply a patch and see if we can save this branch, and then if we do, then it'll be able to produce next year. If not, then we'll just go ahead and cut it off come winter. All right, let's get busy. Just losing all this fruit here. Oh my goodness. The weight weight of this branch alone is tremendous. And it gets more and more as the fruits mature, right? Of course, this is the result of really good pollination, right? We have lots of bees. They're attracted to all the flowers that we plant. We take good care of the trees, have them pruned well, and they respond to that pruning stimulation by producing lots of flowers. They get pollinated by lots of bees, produce lots of fruit. We ordinarily would like that, but just the sheer weight of all that fruit proved too much for this one branch. And so now, the only alternative other than cutting the branch off is to go ahead, sacrifice the fruit, try to reduce the weight, and then we'll see if we can treat the break. Oh, look at all that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pairs in one tiny little spot. All right. So I have a really good look at this break. I noticed that we do have green cambium here. How's it looking here? You see green there? I see green there. There's a possibility. Look at the underside. It's a lot easier for me to look than the camera to look. We'll look here at the underside here. We still have plenty of intact bark there that will keep this branch alive. There is a chance that we might be able to salvage this, but it's going to take some heroic effort. Let me go ahead and just remove some of this material. Just like you would need to do if you're dealing with a broken bone on a person, we need to set this break so that the tissues that can fuse back together have the opportunity to do so. So we want to make sure that the cambium layers on either side that are still alive can match up, and hopefully that will seal the break. This limb is always going to be weaker here at this point, so I'm probably going to have to do some more pruning. Now, to help me along with that, I've got some twine, which we are not going to use permanently, but in the short term, this is going to help with lifting that broken bit up and stabilizing it. I'm just going to pass this from here to further up in the tree, down like that. A little bit of help. All right. Hopefully you can see the top of the break. All right. So whenever I try to lift up and try to match cambium to cambium, there's just this really huge gap there. And now that I'm looking underneath, you can see underneath the where is it? Underneath the branch. Oh. If you look underneath the branch, you can see a break in the cambium on the underside of the branch as well. I don't think we're going to be able to salvage this branch, guys. Alright, so now I've had an opportunity to get in and have a closer look at what's going on with that branch. I don't think we're going to be able to salvage it. There's just too much extensive damage, and I can't get the cambium layers to match up well enough that they're going to be able to seal around the wound and repair the damage to the branch. So the only thing we have left to do at this point is go ahead and prune the branch off. So let's do that. Okay, now that we got the branch down and out of the tree, we can have a look at the damage a bit more closely. All right, so we have the split that starts all the way back here, runs through, so this entire branch would have to heal this split, which it could do. That's not a problem. The cambium is going to match up fairly closely there. All right, and then we have on this side, you'll see on this side, this splintering that occurred inside the tree makes it difficult to get the cambium to match up. It gets kind of sort of there, but then whenever I turn over, when you look at the underside, we have large gaps here that are going to be open to disease, and worse off here on the underside where we still have lots of the bark intact. It's beginning to split at this point as well, so not much chance that that the wound would be able to heal successfully. And so there we go. Well, all right, good people. I was really hoping that I could show you a video today where we salvaged a tree branch by doing a little bit of tree doctoring. Unfortunately, it just was not possible given the extent of the damage, but I'm sure we'll have other opportunities in the future. Hopefully not because I neglected to thin my fruit like I did this year, but if you'll pardon me, I'm going to go ahead and get back to it and get the rest of that excess fruit off the branches so I don't have any more breaks, especially as these pears get riper and larger as the season progresses. Whew. Probably going to need to take a break and cool off too, because it's early in the morning and it's going to be a hot day here in northeastern Oklahoma. I hope you found this video informative or entertaining. If you did, well, you know what to do. I'll catch you next time. But until then, get out there, get growing.